I'd like to formally thank the President IAS, the Council of Administration, on behalf of the Government of India for giving India the opportunity to host this IAS DRPG India Conference 2025. The conference deliberations, the meetings of the Council of Administration, the General Body, the Research Advisory Committee, bilateral meetings, all of which have been successfully conducted. And each one of you has witnessed the warmth of India's hospitality, the power of India's digital technology platforms, and India's deep commitment to bridging the North-South divide. This conference, distinguished colleagues, was celebrated as a festival of learning and knowledge dissemination across India's apex public policy institutions and universities. The conference witnessed popularization and democratization of the IIAS presence all over India, with over 750 delegates from 58 countries participating in 66 breakout sessions and 7 plenary sessions. I'm happy to note that this represents one of the largest ever conferences conducted by the IAS in its 100-year history. Young achievers from state government. We've had 15 young officers from government of Maharashtra who have arrived. We have young officers from distant parts like Jammu and Kashmir, northeast parts of India, South India, who have all reached here. We have central government institutions, the authors of our book publication who came from 20 different states, apex public policy institutions, universities have had the opportunity to present their work in this global forum. Thousands of officials participated in the conference deliberations online, and the entire alumni of the National Center of Good Governance from over 34 countries participated online. Over 1,000 social media posts on LinkedIn, X, Facebook have been issued to disseminate knowledge on the developments in the conference. And you would have seen many of you have been tagged and projected from our domestic handles. The response to the social media posts has been over 1 million hits. It is tremendous response in terms of popularization of the Institute on a global platform. It has been positive and supportive, the comments that we have received, and it's a matter of great pride that the conference represented unity and cooperation. India's global narratives have been heard on an international platform. What we have witnessed this week are no ordinary events. We have witnessed revived multilateralism with experts from the United States, several European nations, and Asia exchanging knowledge, the amplified voice of Global South with many presentations from developing countries, the efforts being made to adopt next generation reforms, and empowering citizens at the last mile. We have showcased India's transformative changes in governance models by adoption of technology, the maximum governance, minimum government model that has benefited millions of Indians, the vulnerable sections of society across regions, and also many of our partner countries. To mark the IAS DRPG India conference, India brought out a seminal publication under the IAS banner, the volume 7 of the governance series, the first such book publication titled Viksit Bharat at 2047, Governance Transformed. This 710-page book publication in a record time by 20 authors and 4 editors speaks volumes of our collective willpower to present a deep and nuanced exploration of public administration in India, tracing its historical evolution, key frameworks, and contemporary challenges. It marks a major milestone and represents India's long-term endeavor to advance international knowledge creation and exchanges in public administration. In the past 5 days, India's partnership with the IAS has grown stronger, closer, and more dynamic than at any time in the history of our membership to the Institute. The IAS, as I said, represents the largest collective firepower of academics, practitioners within the overall realm of administrative sciences, which can have immense benefits for global public good. The agenda of the conference, Next Generation Administrative Reforms, Empowering Citizens at the Last Mile, was presented in the Bribant lecture by Professor Andrew Massey. I listened to him very carefully, and what I liked most in the lecture, and I will quote, of all the above initiatives, the numerous initiatives on governance, what he has quoted, and of all the above initiatives, redressal of public grievances is the most profound and most ancient in terms of written law and foundation of good governance. It structures the relationship between politics, the administrative state, and citizens. It's frequently discussed as the core of good governance and central to reform. Professor Massey's views actually reinforce the tremendous amount of work that we have undertaken in my department for administering the world's largest citizens interface for effective redressal of public grievances under the direct supervision of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, who reviews them on a monthly basis. To conclude, let me quote Prime Minister Modi on the contribution of India to multilateralism. As the mother of democracy, our belief in dialogue and democratic principles has been unwavering since time immemorial. Our global conduct is rooted in the fundamental principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. Looking to the future, I can say, united in consensus and spirit, we pledge to work collaboratively for a better and a more prosperous and harmonious future governance models, improvements in implementation of public policy, cooperation. With these words, once again, I'd like to thank you, President Ben Shams, my dear friend and esteemed colleague, and all the members of the Council of Administration, the Research Advisory Committee headed by Professor Shiroyama, the Finance Committee headed by Professor Bogumil, and all the distinguished delegates who have attended the conference, and wish you all success in your future endeavors. Jai Hind.